Hello everybody, my name is Thetroublmaker, and I'd like to show you a new format that we've been working on for the channel. It is called Who is Better? And in this format, we will have two opponents of various levels. We are going by the ELO rating, who has a higher ELO. And this is of course a game from the Wargame Cup. Our first contestant will be the NATO player, Agroq, also known as Agroq, and our pact player, MesrinelefOu. MesrinelefOu. Makes you wonder if they're from the famous Fou clan. And so with this format, I will not reveal who is in fact the better player. However, you will, at the end of this, get to guess which one you feel is the better player. And you'll get a little bit of a bonus. Yeah. The bonus of being correct. That's right. And so we're going to speed this up. I'm going to look at some loadouts here. We can see that a lot of Zippos, Raredons, infantry carriers, lots of infantry actually, tons of infantry, going for these Sultan FV 105 command armors. And from whoa, these are all transport helicopters, and so when you get transport helicopters, generally what you try to go for is moving into the enemy's high point location, which would be right here, and securing this location with some early infantry. And of course, it's very, very expensive to move to remove infantry, and on this map it can be very true because there's a little wooded area here. Of course, infantry are your junglers of the game. And looks like he's got a lot of Tunguska, some infantry, a nice bit of infantry, and yeah, it looks like it's a standard secure style. He wants to secure middle, Foxtrot, keep Juliet for himself, and then eventually move over to Echo for a fast reinforcement point. And from Agroq, we're seeing a lot of the same thing, except no real infantry. He's got a single gunship. Whoa, he's actually got 4 helicopters here. Interesting. Of course, the helicopter style has become very popular, especially on this map, because it does quite well. And as we see the opening moves, we see a group of infantry coming down the middle. Agroq, one along the side, and one coming across with a command armor, actually coming to take this 4-point location. And this is actually something similar to what we've already seen before. It's actually a very popular rush in which you use high amounts of micro to maneuver units around the side of the map. He's taking Gulf, and he's actually doing this, so it's not what we've seen. It's actually something different. He has a commander at Charlie, and he's got a third commander actually going for Delta. So he's going for a 3-command strategy, so it's not exactly what we thought it would be. Of course, I will have an annotation available, probably right now, in which you'll get to the video which I'm referring to. A very good rush. Looks like a pretty standardized game. Infantry have landed and secured middle, but of course Agroq has no real vested interest in middle. He's just really defending this for almost no reason at all. He's got chasseurs here, taking tons of damage from these TO-55 flamethrower vehicles. And looks like this is going to be a huge loss for Agroq, who unfortunately is not really using the teams effectively. He does have a Zippo back here, but he can use the Zippo, of course, is your flamethrower vehicle for the NATO side. It's not, I'm pretty sure it's not a tank. It could be a tank. Looks like a tank. Alright, might be a tank. And it's just a little infantry war, a pretty unimportant battle. Agroq is actually taking the lead in this, oddly enough. This could stabilize eventually. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty standard I play, except Agroq has a really weird selection of commands. He's taken, instead of going for 5, he's gone for 10 points. His opponent's gone 8 points. He's still going to have a slight lead. It's just a little odd. It's not wrong. It's just odd. And the battle for middle will continue, of course. Fusiliers being deployed. Commands not really being deployed here for MesrinelefOu. Who's got a really retarded name, by the way. I'm just going to call this person Fou. The last 2 letters, Fou. And, yeah, I'm not really sure what to think about this. The battle for middle was pretty inconsequential because neither person's actually taking middle. MesrinelefOu has in fact secured middle though, and will be able to take at least Juliet, but also could take Foxtrot if they feel like getting the extra command. However, there's a lot of infantry in the woods here, in this jungling location, and it looks like Agroq is securing 3 very odd points, and it's actually 3 flanks too. He can attack from this side to create a sort of pincer move on the middle. He can attack from this side to create a pincer move on Echo, and he can do it at will with superior high numbers. And so he's rallying out looks like 4 infantry, not too much. And actually here comes the third command here for MesrinelefOu, who did invest into the extra command. And this early in the game, considering how unaggressive it's been, like it's just been a few infantry skirmishes in the middle, this isn't a terrible idea. It's actually quite good, and it has a very high payout. But whoa, we see a pretty large mobilization of transport helicopters, maybe just being used for scouting, possibly. And here comes 8 infantry. That's actually quite a bit, and 2 Raredens. I don't know what he's planning to do with these. There's not really any jungle here. This is the location for anti-aircraft guns and predominantly your anti-tank, anti-aircraft weaponry. So it looks like both players have kind of just sat in, and nothing particularly weird being done right now. Actually, these gazelles are in a weird location too. Kind of in the open, very vulnerable to these Iglas, these anti-aircraft weapons with their Igla infrared rocket. And whoa, here we go. The VABs are actually split up into individual groups. And what happened to the other group? There's like 8 of them, weren't there? Maybe that's all 8. But here we go. He's going to run right by the Motostrokis. This is a relatively cheap attack. And here he goes. He's going to try and take this little facility here, which will, of course, block reinforcements to the middle. Command numbers actually being pulled back, maybe a little bit fast on that, not maybe entirely necessary. And actually this little push has in fact been cleaned up. Lots of helicopters here to help support. So nothing major has happened. And yeah, there's another. Actually, whoa, that's a lot of it. He may be very dedicated to getting this little bunker position here. What you're seeing for 8, 12, 16 VABs. In the middle, you see a VAB running into some Motostrelki. Chasseurs getting cleaned up by some Motostrelkis. And, you know, his name is FOU. FOU, just slowly kind of creeping forward in the middle. We see a big split here from Agroq. It kind of looks very impromptu. I mean, this is all in comparison, of course, to this big build from Delta, in which he just kind of was a madman. And, you know, they're not particularly clumped together, which is good. It means that they're not going to be vulnerable to artillery. Of course, there's no artillery in the map, so it doesn't really matter. There's still command armor not being used. It's just being put back in place. And here comes a... Whoa, okay, he's taking... I see what he's doing here. He's got 1 coming around the front flank. And he has 1... Nope, never mind. He's just throwing them all up front. I have no idea what this is. I really have no idea what this is, other than the potential of just throwing away units. MesrinelefOu is just going to continue getting ahead, it looks like. You see some Motostrelkis here. Going to try and take out these VABs. The VABs, of course, have to get in a fairly good range to be able to shoot. I don't know what's inside. That could really decide a lot of things right now. Looks like we have the big giant squad of transport helicopters coming in to try and deal with this. There's this Igla here, and more VABs actually getting rallied in ever so slowly. This could be quite dangerous, actually. Oh my god, there's commander moving right here. That is a weird place. Where's this commander come from? The middle? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, this is a pretty big misstep on the part of MesrinelefOu. A very crappy push by Agroq might turn into something successful because of a lot of mismanagement. The helicopters are slowly getting gunned down, and we're seeing that this commander is not able to just escape. The VABs are continue chasing it down, and it looks like this commander might back it down. There's just not really enough to deal with this. There's no anti-tank weapons to snipe out these VABs. And it's pushing towards, it's not going to get used. More chasseurs are getting deployed, of course, and VAB showing up, knocking down as many helicopters as possible. And Yeah, this command armor is actually dead. It is dead right next to the River of Blood. Of course, the River of Blood is red, as is the color of the flames of this command armor, which is now dead. And that's just really shocking. TO-55s being rallying in to deal with these infantry. TO-55s, of course, are the direct counter for infantry. Do relatively well against anti-infantry vehicles, and that should be more enough to clean this up. But really, the damage is done. Agroq has sniped a command armor, and you know, this push is actually doing a lot more damage than it should. A lot more damage. And he's going to continue forward. He's going to push right into Bravo, one of the big rallying points, and might try and snipe the FOB. There's a command armor just right here. The command armor is getting pulled back, though. And, yeah. Suddenly, this is match switched around, and there's this weird little flank in the middle that could set up for scary attack positions. The VAB's actually still shooting down these transport gunships, and now they have the FOB support, which means that they're going to get refueled, restocked, and it's going to be much harder to kill them. And slowly these transport helicopters are getting gunned down. These are the little ace in the hole that FOU had, was the fact they had these mobile gunships, which didn't have a lot of ammunition, but they did have something going for them with that. So now there's only one command on the field actually creating points for FOU. He's in a little bit of trouble here. Command armor being moved around the far back side to a safe location. The VABs continue their chase. A few units here to guard this FOB, and Agroq must have practiced this style of play, because he is very aggressive with these chasseurs, and he's just taking out helicopter after helicopter. Now, they're only the cheap transport helicopters, but they're more than enough to give Agroq this 400-point lead, which he currently has. And the VABs continue to push down. Here comes actual gunship helicopters, actual dangerous ones, actual expensive ones. But we do see a large array of VABs shooting in all directions at these transport helicopters. The helicopters could in fact go down. There's a lot of targets in the hit, and here goes one very expensive helicopter. Definitely not the best choice to deal with this barrage units, but they are a mobile unit, which is no doubt why they're selected. Looks like this MI-24OP is going to save the day as the two VABs continue pushing down. Oh my god, a giant flank of Gazelles have shown up. These, of course, are not brand new Gazelles. These are the old existing Gazelles, and the Gazelles are coming in to support all these units by wiping out these gunships here. Only one versus looks like 5 Gazelles, 3 Gazelles now. This could be very expensive, of course, because this is not a bad helicopter compared to these Gazelles, which are relatively crappy. But he is going to escape with his gunship, and that would be that. Whew. Massive lead now for Agroq. He's got a 500-point lead. He's going to be high, and he's going to be ahead as far as unit count goes. He's pretty well set in the game, and we can see there's not really much of a response here for FOU. He does still have a lot of units, and he can still do something, but it's a matter of mobilizing him and hitting. He's got to hit. He's got to strike back. There's no way you can take a hit like this big and just sit around and expect to win. It's generally considered to be a bad strategy to wait on your opponent to lose. Right now what he's doing is just small stuff. He's using these infantry vehicles just to wipe these chasseurs. He does have some TO-55, which he can use for this as well. He desperately needs some recon, of course, to just be able to spot this stuff. I mean, looking at his vision, he doesn't really see most of these chasseurs in the woods. And, yeah, he's just generally pretty screwed. TO-55 being rooted, hit by the Gazelles. These Gazelles can actually just refuel this FOB too, which is kind of neat. It's a big reason why a lot of people do not favor getting FOBs, period, because they can be stolen so easily. They have very little mobility. Speaking of weird supply truck positions, here it is, stuck in the middle. There we go. Landed helicopter, chasseurs chases away. Oh my god. And yeah, it's really a play for Agroq. He's bringing in 2 artillery. That's his way of saying, like, yep, I know I'm winning, so I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna artillery flash you, and I'm gonna wait for you to die. He's bringing lots of these. Oh my god, it's a new word for me. Okay, it's a brand new word for me. Okay, Raketenjago Panzer. Raketenjago Panzer. Raketenjago Panzer. There's no N Django. Raketenjago Panzer. Rated. Maybe the J is H. Racket and Hago? No, it's gotta be Jago. Panzer 1. This is called a racket Panzer, as opposed to the Panzer Grenadiers or the what are those World War II ones called? The shoot, Panzerfaust. The Panzerfaust. And yeah, I think he would have actually stolen a second command, because I haven't been able to find that command. There was a command that was moving along the roads here. I think he actually killed it. So I think there's only one command on the map here for FOU. And now it looks like Agroq is just trying to secure his location. Hence the Roland 2s, these radar tracking anti-helicopter devices. And looks like he's just going to sit around and wait for the end of the world, which already passed, by the way. A new world began directly after, so that's fantastic. It means we get more Wargame Cup. And yeah, he's just going to slowly move us forward, picking off this transport helicopter. And this is just, relatively smart play. So I'm pretty sure by this part that FOU knows, in fact, that he is totally screwed. And there's no freaking way he's getting out of this. Absolutely no way in hell he can win this. And actually, he's going to slowly move around these TO-55s and just slowly wipe out infantry. And this is not a bad idea. Whoa. Random artillery squash. An extra command has arrived. I'm not sure we can use this extra command for. Oh, he's going to sit at his base like everybody else does. Fusiliers have actually been rushed forward to try and deal more damage. TO-55s, of course, are going to blow them away. TO-55s are quite good. The downside, of course, is friendly fire. But if you position them correctly, they're good. And some people are like, no, there's no friendly fire in this game. Well, yes, there is. I've witnessed it quite often. I've spent a lot of time looking at freeze frames, and there's definitely friendly fire from flame-based weaponry. I'm pretty sure that's intended, because that sounds like an intended consequence. And here we go. Command Armor is going to move up, try to retake middle, which of course is a fairly secure location, but little does this Command Armor know. There's in fact a Chasseurs in the woods here, and here it goes. It is unloading, and boom! It is dead. The Chasseurs kills another command. That's the third command that Agroq has sniped, and these TO-55s just slowly trying to whittle away at this Fusilier squad. Of course, the big power of the flamethrower is the fact that they get to do a lot of morale damage. And that's it. So, who's better? Time to vote. If you want to vote for Agroq, click on the Gangnam Style parody video. If you want to have her vote for FOU, click on the Clan Coyote video to the right.